It's hot, it's humid, it's in the dead of summer here in Kansas City. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna spend today exploring Olathe, Kansas. Not Olathe, that's what I thought when I first moved here. We're gonna take a look at the things to do, the houses you can buy, everything you need to know about Olathe. Let's go. All right, so let's talk about Olathe as you were looking at that drive time footage. And before we talk about Olathe, let's talk about this channel. My name is Ben Miller of Ben Miller Realty of Kansas City, and I want to be your personal concierge and guide to everything Kansas City. And like I said, today is all about Olathe. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't work a lot in Olathe. I don't work a lot on the Johnson County side, and I don't know why. Maybe Johnson County just isn't my vibe. Maybe it's because I live too far from it. I've sold houses in Olathe and I've sold houses in Johnson County. But Olathe, Lenexa, Overland Park, they all kind of seem to run together. But today, I wanted to take a deep dive in Olathe. I know that the people that live out here love it. I know there's a lot of things going on. I know there's a lot of development, much like Lenexa and all of Johnson County. So I thought, what the heck? Let's all explore together. We're gonna take a look at some of the things to do, some of the best neighborhoods in all of Olathe, and we're just gonna dive right in. But before we do that, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to click subscribe and the notification bell down at the bottom, as you should always do whenever you're watching one of my videos. I am one of the first, I shouldn't be doing this while I'm driving, but oh well. Sorry, I had to stop at Quick Trip and pull over and not get into an accident. Seemed like the smart thing to do. I hope Olathe turns out today. That's what we're gonna be exploring in the video. I really hope that it's not as as I think it is. So that's why I wanted to make this video, kind of going on an exploration with you guys and seeing firsthand my reactions to everything that Olathe has to offer. Now, let's go take a look at our first stop. It's time to beat the heat and catch a little shade. I mean, it's not bad for the dead of summer. But anyways, our first stop is here at Mahaffey Stagecoach Farm, Stop and Farm. Now, according to TripAdvisor, this is the #1 place that you need to stop if you're in Olathe. And after kind of taking a tour of the grounds, it's hard to disagree. This is a really cool look at a really important part of American history. This is the last operating stagecoach stop on the Santa Fe Trail, and it was established in the 1860s. Another cool thing about this is obviously you can buy souvenirs, see how the farm works, because it's still an active farm. And not only is it an active farm, but they still do things the way they would when they established it in 1860. So you can take a look at the farm, bring your kids out here, show them a really, really good time about, you know, farm life. Another really cool thing about this whole area is just how gorgeous it is. I mean, there's farmhouses, there's orchards, there's trees everywhere. Like I said, taking a little break in the shade has been a nice respite for today. It's a lot about being outdoors here in Olathe. There are so many parks, so many lakes to drop in and do a little bit of fishing, so many trails. I get the vibe that if you really want the better restaurants and the better shopping, you're gonna have to make that short trip to maybe Lenexa or Overland Park or Kansas City proper. And that here, it's about living a good life in the outdoors. Now we're gonna go take a look at downtown Olathe. I really wanna see how many local mom and pop stores, how many shops, how many restaurants we can locate in that part of Olathe, because so far as restaurants and shopping and all that kind of stuff, it seems to be a lot of strip mall activity. So let's see if Olathe can turn up the notch a little bit. I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I mean, it was all right. I mean, let's not judge Olathe by its downtown. How about that? I saw a few places that it might be interesting to go to. No bars. I mean, there's, you know, a couple of places to maybe grab a cup of coffee. There's a bar called Vader's Brewery that looks pretty good. Now, again, I'm fully admitting I don't know Olathe all that well, so I'm going to keep looking in this downtown area to find something else. But let's not judge Olathe. Like I said, this could be a case of Olathe is that city that you just live here, live a nice, peaceful, quiet life, and if you want all the activities and amazing restaurants and all that kind of stuff, if that's really your style, you just drive a short drive to Overland Park or Lenexa or downtown Kansas City. So I'm going to keep looking around. If not, we're going to take a look at our first subdivision, one of the most popular subdivisions in all of Olathe, and see what the houses look like, because that is how we do it on this channel. We judge by the houses and the cost of living and all that kind of stuff. So let's go take a look. Okay, Olathe, I see what you're doing. I see your tricks, Olathe. So I had to pull over on my way, you know, obviously, spoiler alert, or maybe not so much of a spoiler now that you're watching this, but there wasn't really much more of the downtown, honestly. I kind of took a look around, wasn't really anything to write home about. Again, let's not judge Olathe by it not having this magnificent downtown or all the amazing shops and restaurants, but I'm kind of starting to see what Olathe is putting down here. And what they're putting down is a lot of parks. So there is over 20, I think it was 24 parks just inside the neighborhoods in Olathe alone. All of them, or most of them, have a park shelter or a picnic shelter or something that you can have, playgrounds. Some have ponds in them you can fish in. That's a lot of parks, considering Olathe is not a giant area. So grand total in Olathe as a whole, there's almost 40 parks. 40 parks. That is a lot of green space and a lot of time to spend with your family outdoors. And I'm at Raven Ridge Park right now, and it's pretty amazing. And I had to pull over. I was like, there's parks everywhere. That's what I was noticing on my way to the first set of houses that we're gonna look at, is how many parks are everywhere. So man, Olathe, I kind of get where you're going here. And you know, to have that many parks and to have almost, I think it was 50 miles of trails throughout all these parks and throughout Olathe, we're starting to see Olathe, if you're an outdoors person, Olathe might be the spot for you. All right, so sorry I had to interrupt that. Let's go on and take a look at the first subdivision. All right, here we go. The first stop on our tour of the best subdivisions, according to me, here in Olathe is going to be Brighton's Landing. Brighton's Landing is one of the most popular subdivisions in all of Olathe. You have an average home price of $536,000. with $600 per year HOA, which, considering some of the things that you get, isn't that bad. But honestly, I couldn't find exactly what this $600 a year covers. But what I do know is that certain villas inside the subdivision do have the option of snow removal and lawn care. What you do have access to, everybody in the subdivision that is you have a pool, a kid's playground, and that can provide a lot of fun and relief in the summer heat. What I also noted there is that it's off the beaten path. This is a quiet neighborhood with a lot of green space. As you can see, a lot of the houses have big lots attached to them. What I really liked about this subdivision too is that there was a wide variety of different houses. Everything from new construction to houses that have been built within the last 10 to 15 years. Everybody's house was well maintained and really pretty. As you can see here, these are some of the new construction or newer construction houses. And they have a lot of character and there's a lot of interesting builds. All right, let's go on to our next subdivision, Prairie Highlands. All right, let's talk about our next community, Prairie Highlands, a golf course community on the western tip of Olathe. Now, although this is a golfing community, you still have to pay a separate fee outside of the HOA to get access to all that the golf course has to offer, like the putting green, the driving range, and of course playing a round of golf on it. The average house cost for a house here in Prairie Highlands is $565,000 with an HOA fee of $550 annually. Now with that, you do get access to a swimming pool and a cabana, and your proximity to a lot of really great things Olathe has to offer, like the newly renovated Lake Olathe. Obviously, you have access to all the amenities at the golf course, like a bar and grill, an event center, and other activities. And plus, you're close to Olathe's great schools. Housing-wise, as you can tell, the houses have some really interesting architectural styles and some really nice plots of land attached to them. If you don't want one of these nice houses that you're seeing, you can also get a new build. There's a ton of new construction going on at the greens on Prairie Highlands. Let's go and take a look at our next community. I see what you're doing, Olathe, and I'm reading you loud and clear, and I like you now, Olathe. Yeah, you don't have a great downtown. Yeah, you know, you don't have the hottest, hippest restaurants, but you're close to all that stuff, and I can appreciate that. So you've seen subdivisions, you heard my nerdy voice talking underneath it, what the median price points are and all this kind of stuff, and we're gonna look at subdivision today, and it's called Cedar Creek. It's the most expensive subdivision in all of Olathe. We're gonna be looking at $1 million or driving by, not looking in, but driving by $1 million houses in one of the most exclusive communities in Olathe. Before we do that, we are gonna go back to the studio, to me inside the studio, and then I'm gonna give you a breakdown of all the stats that make Olathe what it is. I'll come wrap it back up right here where I'm standing at Cedar Creek Lake Park. We'll see you around the corner. All right, thank you, Ben, for throwing it to yourself in a studio recorded at a completely different time, which is totally not weird at all. But anyways, let's get to the stats and statistics that make Olathe what it is. All right, here we go, the stats and statistics. There we go, you get the general map outline of Olathe right there. So as you can see, there's Overland Park up here, Leawood over here, Lenexa, and here is Olathe Kansas. Now, I pulled this from niche.com. Niche is a really good place to get a general overall view, and they give ratings to all of the suburb cities and everything you could want in the United States. So they gave it an A+ rating in Niche, which is pretty dang good. So let's get out of here and take a look and get a rundown of what they think of Olathe. So overall Niche grade, like I said, is an A+, public schools A, housing A-, good for families, diversity, nightlife, and crime and safety. Now, again, this is just one website's opinion. I'm sure you could go to other websites and get a different opinion. But again, I like to go to Niche because it gives you kind of a fun, colorful overview of everything. So it says the population as of their survey was 140,000 people, which actually I said previously in the video is I suspected it to be a lot smaller, but 140,000 people is nothing to scoff at. Now, it does say the median home value is 273. We know that's wrong, and I'll show you how that's wrong when we go to the latest stats and statistics about the cost of housing. Again, this is just from one source, so take that at what it's worth. This is from neighborhoodscout.com, and it talks about, as you can see, what are the best areas in Olathe as far as crime goes. Obviously, the lighter, the better. And if you notice, some of the neighborhoods that I covered in this video or I'm about to cover are in the top 10 as far as safest Olathe neighborhood. So the further you go out towards Gardner and then obviously up towards here, going towards DeSoto, that's where you're going to get the least amount of crime. Now, this is another crime map. This is from the Olathe Police Department. Once again, as you can see up in Cedar Creek, which is the subdivision that we are about to take a look at after I am done here, and then I'm throwing it back to myself, which again, super awkward, but I had to go on the fly on this one. All that crime right there, city center. All right, now going to greatschools.org, another good resource that you can use if you're moving to the area, and you can look up school ratings. The lowest school rating in all of Olathe is a 6. So let's back out here and try to close some of these annoying ads here. Hopefully I don't get too many pop-ups. But as you can see, here's the wide map of Olathe. Lots of 7s, lots of 8s, lots of 9s. And if you go over here on your left-hand side, you can see the schools that get so they rank them from 9 all the way down to the lowest ranking. So for an area to have so many 9s, so many 7s, so many 8s, and just a few 6s, that's really, really good and speaks to how great the schools are in Olathe. So as you can see, Morse Elementary School with a 9, Cottonwood Point Elementary with a 9, Regency with a 9. So there is just a ton of schools, lots of great ratings, and I'll let you guys go on greatschools.org and look at all that stuff yourself. Okay, let's go to the home sales. So right now, as of this date, we have 300 houses on the market, and I have them arranged from cheapest to the most expensive. So as you can see right here, cheapest house on the market right now, Central Street, obviously, right, maybe in the not so great area of Olathe is $127,000, but then it quickly escalates. 329, 339, 340, 360. Now the median house cost or the average house price, I'm going to get to in just a second, but it's above the $400,000 range. So, all right, so let's go and break down some of these numbers. Why do we have 300 houses on the market? Well, the simple answer to that is new construction, either under construction or never occupied. I am brilliant with drawing circles. So as you can see, this is exclusively from the first of the year till right now, sold listings, all that kind of jazz. Your average new construction price for a 4-bedroom house is $678,000. For a 3-bedroom, it's $511,000, bringing you to an average cost all the way around of new construction to $656,000. Now we have 300 houses on the market, and look how many are new construction. So when you have places like Olathe, when you have places like Lee Summit that are more sparsely populated, you're going to get a lot of building activity going on. And that's exactly, as you can see from that number, that's what's happening in Olathe currently. Now let's go to the overall picture of the Olathe housing market. And again, this is from the beginning of the year till current. The average price for a 3-bedroom all the way around, including new construction, is $350,000. And the average cost is $540,000 for a 4-bedroom, bringing your average cost with new construction and resale homes to $464,000. So $464,000 is going to be your average cost for a home in Olathe. Next subdivision we're going to show you is Cedar Creek. And now that's when we're talking into the 6s, 7s, and even a lot of $1 million homes in the Cedar Creek subdivision. Okay, before we wrap this up and I throw it back to myself, which is really, again, awkward and weird, but you guys are rolling with it. Let's read some reviews. I love reading reviews on places. All right, this person says they rated it a 2 on June 26, 2022. Hard pass. It is strange that you see different ethnic groups. It is strange that though you see different ethnic groups, everyone seems to be segregated. We just moved to Kansas and have been exploring different places in KC to see where we might want to buy a house. Olathe has been crossed off the list. Parts that are so run down and oppressed feeling, it is like stepping back in time, both aesthetically and unfortunately socially. KC, Kansas is a great place to be, but I prefer Lenexa, Overland Park, Shawnee to the depressing vibe of Olathe. Okay. I love reviews. All right, this one's a 5-star review. Great school district, parks, walking trails, and affordable homes close to the other attractions, shopping, pro sports teams, good place for families of all sizes. Small town and small cliques. This is a 3-star rating. Most people that live here and lived here all their life, they don't like to explore or travel far from home. Isn't that most cities though? There's people that grow. Anyways, all right. So that's just some of the reviews, just having a little bit of fun at Olathe's expense. Now I am going to throw it back to myself on location, and we're going to go take a look at our last and final destination of our tour of Olathe today, and that is Cedar Creek. Take it away, Gabe, without the glasses, because with glasses, it makes it look more official. Take it away. All right, here we go. The final stop on the tour today, the 3rd stop, not the 4th stop. Well, technically it is the 4th stop, but I'm not showing you the 3rd one for sake of the length of this video, but is Cedar Creek. Cedar Creek is on the western edge of Olathe and has 5 or 6 neighborhoods encompassing what makes Cedar Creek. The amenities here are absolutely insane. It's probably some of the most extensive list of things that you can do within the community that I've seen in the Kansas City metro. And that's what makes this place so special. The houses run between $500,000 to $1 million here in Cedar Creek. Here are some of the amenities that you can get from living here. Lighted tennis and pickleball courts, an indoor gymnasium with basketball, volleyball, pickleball, and aerobics, a beautifully finished lounge with kitchen and bar, a second swimming pool located on the South Glen neighborhood, swim and racket club, and of course a 65-acre lake for sailing and fishing. And let us not forget the absurd amount of trails for hiking, jogging, walking, whatever you want to do. But it's the beauty of Cedar Creek and its secluded feeling that makes it very sought after by people looking for homes in Olathe. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll finish up looking at some of these houses, and then we'll go back to me for some closing comments on Olathe as a whole. All right, guys, I'm here to wrap this edition of what is going on with Olathe right here on Ben Miller Realty of Kansas City. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at all the subdivisions. Don't forget to like and subscribe down at the bottom. Also, if you want me to give you my personal touch, my personal real estate concierge experience that you can get only from me, Ben Miller, you can text me at area code 661-236-9055. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at all the beautiful homes. And like I said, Olathe, my final thoughts on Olathe is a place that you go to chill, relax, take in some beautiful outdoor activities. It's not the place for dining and shopping, although it does have its unique charms when it comes to that. But this is a place where you go hiking, really family friendly. As I went over in the stats, family friendly, great schools, all that kind of stuff. It's a great place to raise a family. You're just gonna have to drive a little bit for some of the fancier amenities like shopping and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, I enjoyed doing this tour for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm Ben Miller, and I'll see you right here next time on Ben Miller Realty of Kansas City.